Okay. Okay. Live.
Alrighty. Right as rain. Good and live. Put this thing here. Roll those shoulders like I always make you do. Oh, good Lord. What have I done? So I always press buttons. Who knows? Someday I'll invest in a studio of sorts. Keep rolling. Okay, forget that. Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
Rolling with my homies.
That's right. All right, so it's pull day. We are going to make ample use of these bad boys today. Hopefully you have a plethora of bands. If you don't, get on it. We are going to play with our suspension trainer. Do a few reaches overhead. Watch the chandelier. We're going to get good and warm. I cannot believe we haven't taken a rest in a while. Tomorrow we're not resting either.
Why aren't we resting tomorrow? Bless you. Good Zoom tight.
Where were we?
Why aren't we resting tomorrow?
Because we have to do the legs tomorrow.
Yeah, but why do we have to do legs tomorrow?
Because we're resting Thursday.
Yes!
And I forget why, but
Because I
we
want to participate in a work thing. Because I want to work.
Roll your shoulders. The rest of us are going to do this. No, you don't get to do this. You have to roll your
Oh,
shoulders.
sorry.
You have to get caught up.
I thought you meant roll my shoulders in there.
Oh, never would I have you do that. Just kidding. We can do that.
Never would I ever.
Do scapular push-ups with bent elbows. So on that exercise, it's this motion. Let the wonderful Alice Pisha demonstrate. See what she's doing? So it's all scapula. Round, retract. Round, retract. Just like gravity, sink you down, let your shoulder blades go back, and then just press apart. Boom, boom, just like that. If that is too challenging for you in a push-up, just go to your knees and put a lot of weight in your hands. That's what I'm doing now. You can't see me, but I've just shifted a lot of weight into my hands, but I'm on the knees just to lighten it a little bit. Just do 5 more of those.
It looks like my belly's hanging out, but it's actually just my shirt. Touch my shirt.
Yeah, you're right. That was just your shirt.
It looks like I have a big belly there, but I don't.
Quarantine tummy.
No, don't make me feel bad.
Okay, hands and knees.
I'm tucking my shirt.
Hands and knees, like so, and just twist side to side like that. So look at your left hip, look at your right hip. Look at your left hip, look at your right hip. It's interesting to see how we've gotten worse at filming these since we started. You know what I think it is? I think it's because the light has changed and it's so much brighter outside.
True.
That we can use our living room, but we have to really, I mean, even drawing the shades, like it doesn't seem to stop the light. Like it still gets so overexposed. Whereas when we were shooting these things at 6 2 months ago, or whenever it was.
2 months ago.
Yeah. We didn't have that problem. All right. Just a few kneeling squats. So just rise up, squeeze your butt, and then lean over. Squeeze your butt, lean over. Make sure you're keeping your back flat. That's right, Al. There. Boom, boom. Yep. At the very top, squeeze and tuck. Squeeze and tuck. 5 more of those. Whee! Okay, now just to make you warm up a little more, jump together apart, together apart. You can just think of doing jumping jacks. That's right. And then add a little bit more of a squat to these. A little bit of a knee bend. 30 more seconds of this. Oh, how I love jumping jacks. What's up, buddy?
No, why don't you have jumping jacks? Fun. Jumping jacks are fun and crosses are fun. The jumping crosses. I like those.
Oh, yeah. That's unique.
They're so fun.
That wasn't 30 seconds. Get back to jumping.
Oh, was it 30 seconds?
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. Alice, this is for you.
Thank you.
Me, this is for you.
I just threw it on the ground.
I was looking in the camera and I misjudged the distance.
Here's what you're gonna do. I'm gonna get right to it. Very little resting, warming up today,
Right.
whatever. We're just jumping right to it.
You don't want to like be in here?
I sort of do. Part of it is I know the internet starts to wane the farther we get from the
Okay.
router.
Well, I'm gonna get over here to have space.
Oh, okay. But check it out. With your lighter band to start, we're gonna go single arm rows. Step on the middle of the band, okay? So you have 2 loops like that. Then you can either hold it like this. If that's if that's too light, then you can put your wrist through. You see what I did, my dear? So you're stepping on the center of the band, go like this, then you get that back good and flat, and then we're just rowing. It's just a single arm row. Nothing too fancy. Stay pitched over. And again, if that's too heavy, go back to this grip, because that just slackens it more at the beginning, so that at the top it's not as tight. Now notice when I pull, I'm keeping my shoulders even. So don't rotate your trunk like that. Keep your body nice and straight. Let's say 4 more. Pinch your shoulder back. And get that torso somewhat parallel to the floor. I don't want to be too upright. It's not an upright row like that. It's a 1-arm row like this, a bent row like that. Okay, that's enough on that arm. Switch. Throw that band under your foot. Get right in the center of your foot. Then either feed the hand through the loops or just grip the loops, plant your foot, lean over. How you doing over there?
Great.
Enjoying that move?
Yep.
So we've got our suspension trainer set up today. We're going to play with it a little bit for pulling, but also we're going to do some pikes, some pike ups. They're a hoot. They're a fun ab exercise. Because Alice, what's the best kind of ab exercise? The one you just, no wait, I was going to say that you sneak in with another exercise, but that one is not snuck in.
No.
It's its own separate thing. Like this is kind of a sneaky ab exercise in
Yeah.
that it's rotational forces being enacted upon us that we must resist. So forget what I was saying earlier. Okay, 1 down. We're gonna do that again. Now, that was a warm up. Do you want this band?
I don't know. Do you want me to have that
I
thing?
think so.
Do you want to go to the medium one?
I don't know. That's pretty hard.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Huh.
Okay. Thank you for your opinion, Alexis.
She wasn't sure if I should go to this band either.
Yeah. Did she hear me say your name? Is that what got her?
I don't think you said.
I don't think so either.
You said
She just knows it.
it is. We knew this.
All right, so same exercise. Round. First one was sort of the warm up. This one is sort of the what's up, hoop. This one is sort of the first work set. We're gonna do 3 sets per arm. How fun. Okay, when you're ready, right foot goes on the center of that band. I've just moved up one level of tension. And again, whenever you're stepping on these with bare feet, it can sometimes get a little annoying. So feel free to put sneaks on. All right, here I go. Keep the knees pretty stiff, not locked, but don't let them bend too much. Otherwise, that just lowers you too much. You want some tension, so your hips have to be fairly high. I'm gonna do one more. Aren't you glad we hadn't done these yet?
Yeah.
That we had this nice, pleasant thing to look forward to on pull day? How you doing with that band?
It's okay.
It's work, right?
Yeah.
It's the forearm's gonna work a lot. Like even though it's on around the wrist, you still have to tense your fingers. You still have to hold that band.
Yeah. I just can't actually pull the band that high up.
is that. Now you could, if you wanted to, set up a drop set situation where you maybe even have one band lighter. Oh, that's right. That's why I didn't have it facing that way, because of that dreadful light. How do I get away from that? No, that's horrible. That's worse. Sorry, everybody. I know this is boring. Me futzing with different angles. That's never good when I do that.
You're a cute man, Mr. Baldridge.
Criminy.
Ah, criminy. Gee golly. All right. I'm going to do my other arm.
Yeah, me too.
Great. Samesies.
Yeah, lean over.
I know.
If you want,
It doesn't come.
on the next set, you can go lighter.
It like doesn't come up to me. Why not?
It's like, was it Plato or somebody who said things like to be low, matter, like, before they understood gravity and things like that, like their explanation was like something like, oh, its natural state is down. I don't know. It's one of those Greeks. So shoulder forward a little, then shoulder back. Shoulder can go forward a little, and then shoulder back. I'm going to do 2 more. 1 more. All right. Taking a breather.
Really interesting.
That move?
Difference. Yeah, and the differences in my
Yeah.
arms and what I feel. What I feel.
So I'm just spinning everybody around. We're not changing moves. We're still doing this stuff.
Spin around.
Still facing that thing no matter what I do. I guess that's why we kept using elevated things like that table. I guess this is why tripods exist. I do have a tripod. I never once thought to use it.
Do you want to be in the
But I guess
chair
it's
right in
not
the
for-
middle of this?
It's fine. They're fine there. You guys are all right.
All right.
Let's do this again. Okay. You go.
All right.
You're my little model.
All right.
Right arm again.
I'm going to take over camera duties next.
You may. I'm doing a terrible job.
I'm not saying that.
No, I am. Because I don't want that, the
Yeah.
light up there.
Oh, I get it.
It's hideous.
Yeah, there's been a few days that I've tried to set cameras up around the apartment, but once the light changes, since we're doing this every day, we can't practice it at the same time. So, it really does change based on the light.
Granted, we don't have an excuse about our lamps and things. They don't change. But yeah, the outside, the sun changes.
Oh yeah, you should be
All right.
trying to do this, and we've shown some things. We've attempted some things. So silly. He's a silly man. Good call.
Yeah.
It's what I use.
When she's right, she's right. Doesn't change the fact that that thing's still good enough, I guess.
It doesn't have to be that far down. It's great. You're great, guys. You're doing a great job. Sean, why don't you get into frame?
Set number 2 for No, see, man, that's what I'm trying to avoid. Is that like,
Okay. Give me a second.
give me a minute.
Yeah.
All right, left hand's turn. This is set number 2 with this heavy band. I say for our final set, we each drop. I'll go to your black band and you go to the red band.
Okay.
So how many are we doing? Just go to failure. The usual. The huge. Pinch that shoulder back. That's enough of that for me. These are hard. Here. Good trade. All right. Nobody be mad, but I'm going to move you again. Because we're going to go in there anyway.
I'm just gonna start my set. Now my first set, I started with the left hand first.
You did?
It was folly, but I was like mirroring you, and so then
All right. It happens to the worst of us. Here she goes.
it's fine.
It's fine.
I'm on my left. You're gonna be on your right. No big deal.
All right, forget it. So for our third and final set per arm, we've both lightened the band by 1. There's other little ways you can futz with these to lighten it, but I don't feel like going through them. So just a nice high rep set. I mean, you could loop it, say, under your other foot. It could be under your left foot and snake under your right. Go long ways like that, so not be doubled. That's an option. For this set, you should be able to do a whole lot more as I stop.
If you lighten it.
What did I do? I got it all foot cocked. Now you might be feeling your low back, and hopefully not in a bad way. Hopefully it's just working.
Yeah.
I made a big old mess. I've got a few more in me. I'll do like 6 more. Okay, that's it for that arm. I'm taking a momentary breather. So, Alice got to watch a classic last night that she had never seen.
Never seen it. It's so good.
Maybe the best heist movie of all time.
So good.
We watched Heat. Something interesting about that flick. De Niro and Pacino, they're both these solitary figures. So they don't let anybody in. Pacino's on his 3rd marriage. And that's fallen apart. And De Niro is, he's never been attached, but he's getting into this one woman. But, not to spoil it, but, this is like a 20-something-year-old movie, so hopefully you've seen it. But even though they have a couple scenes together, they're never in the same frame. Because even though they find that they have this thing in common, one's a criminal, one's a cop, but what they have in common is they only have their work. They have to have that singular focus, or else they wouldn't be good at what they do. So they have that in common. That's why when Chino shoots him, they have that. Oh, they haven't seen it by now. He takes his hand as he's dying, as if to say, "Yep, we were brothers in a way. Not brothers, but we had that bond. But they're still not in the same frame. The whole movie.
Interesting.
Yep. The famous diner scene, and then the airport shootout. They never share the frame. Okay, last set. Pitched over. 1 one arm rows. So again, rule number 1, keep that back neutral. So good thing about bands is at the very bottom, they are at their lightest. And you could say that that maybe would be where we are most at risk on a deadlift or something, but you still don't want to get too risky. You don't want to play fast and loose with low back. So try your best to just keep it neutral. And the whole time you're doing this set, it's working isometrically. So it's a mid-back, bicep, and forearm exercise and shoulder exercise, but the low back, the glutes, the hammies, they are all working the whole time isometrically. They are holding you up. I say 4 more. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, Alice is gonna demonstrate a pike for us. This is a fun little ab exercise. Let's tilt you down so they can see what you're gonna do. So she has the suspension straps looped in the door.
Oops.
They're up there.
So in shoes, this actually fits feet better, but since I'm not in shoes,
Yeah.
it's just gonna be what it is. I put a little cushion underneath my hands to do there. I'm just gonna go out into, plank. I have to press into the tops of my feet. If I had shoes on, I could flex, and actually if I had bigger feet, I could flex and have it touch the back. But this is made for men or women with larger feet. Not me. So I just press, I go here, I'm just gonna shift my butt up to the sky.
Very good.
And
Well done. Now I know it's pulling day, and if you were going to group this anywhere, you could say it would be pushy, but yeah, we'll say you're pulling your legs in. You're pulling your feet toward you. How about that? It's not set in stone how we divide these things up. We just don't. The reason we do the split is for time. It is to make sure we kind of get everything done. And then it's also so that we are fresh. You don't want to be too beat up in a certain muscle when you train it again. So by splitting the body up, it shouldn't be. So in this case, none of these muscles should be too destroyed from this. Okay, my turn.
I found I liked it but without the cushion over with the cushion, but you could certainly check it out.
Start out. I'll see what happened.
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2. No, wait.
You go.
2.
Yeah.
Okay. Whee. Yeah, I kind of like that way better. That feels like it's staying.
Yeah, that looks better than what I had for sure. And the feet.
Whoa.
Sneak in front. Actually, let me get this. There we go.
Now, if you don't have one of these, just use socks or something slippery under your feet and just slide your feet toward you. That works just fine. If this is just a bit hollow.
I noticed you have your hands turned out on a lot of things the last few days. Is there a reason?
That's about my limit of wrist mobility.
Uh-huh.
So if I'm out over them, this feels a little more friendly.
Okay. Like just, okay. So it's
Yeah,
just like
that's it.
for everyone.
Joint comfort.
Yeah.
We did all three. I meant to sneak that in between rounds, but we're on to the next thing,
Great.
which is fine. We are going to use this. So we're just going to mix up how we row today. Alice, I'm going to let you go first
Okay.
because I just went. You did or didn't use the mat? Beat it, Matt. All right. We will make sure we ain't going to hit anything. I will shorten these a little. You'll move in a little. I'm going to do a very high pull into almost a W. See that? So she's going to pull it like this and then add that little maneuver. So it's a little bit of external rotation as she comes up. Just move some of our COVID clothes out of the way. Your turn. Let's shorten just a little too, just because I was pretty close. And my feet were like a little slippity slidey. I think I messed you up. I'm going to provide my feet in case you want something to keep you from sliding. So this one, go a little lower. One more nanometer. Did it even move? Yes, it did. Okay, here you go.
Okay.
So,
I'll be fine.
well, just in case you decide it's too hard or too easy, whatever, I'm just here.
Where do you want me?
Try there. Try one. Okay, yup. And then into a bit of a W shape. Stick your butt back here a little bit. That's right. And then as you push your hips forward a bit, you go into that W. Now, if that's too easy, you can walk more forward. You tell me. It's a bit of work. Don't go as much into a W and make it a little poppier. Boom, and down. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, great. Flawless execution. Nice.
The backs of my shoulders are sore from yesterday or from 2 days ago.
Whoever knows. What did we do? Oh, yeah. So when we did all those deadlifts, she's thinking about gets me yawning. Deadlifts are pulling. So this breaking the workouts up into push-pull lower body, obviously it falls apart there. I mean, a deadlift, you can, in a lot of gyms, they literally just call it pulling. They don't even say deadlift. They just say, what'd you pull? So her shoulders, she probably feels because we did all those deadlifts the other day with the bands.
All right.
But hopefully
I think this is good.
we're not overtraining. I'm going to guess we're not. We're training a lot, but I don't think over.
No.
It's like people saying Al Pacino overacts. I don't think he does. I think he just acts. I think he's just really good at it. Can I have you over here just in case I slide?
My feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right about there to start.
Sounds great.
Actually put them down if you can. Can I go on you?
Yes.
Does that feel all right?
Feels fine.
All right. Go even a little farther. We'll put olive oil all over the
Do
floor.
you want my feet wider?
I don't know.
My feet are like my hips width, not yours.
I think that's good.
Okay. I'm sliding back. What if this was the moment where you pulled the door through molding and it just fell on me?
That'd be good. Well, 4 more, I guess.
Good job.
Thank you. Pikes.
Great.
So see how we're alternating? We're doing this with pikes in between. So she's back to throwing her feet in there. If you own dumbbells or kettlebells,
Moving, sorry.
get them. Fetch ye dumbbells and kettlebells. Not for just now, but for later, because we're gonna curl it. Good, Al. So who owns a kettlebell and who's proficient in kettlebelling? Raise your hand. No one. But let's say you did own a kettlebell. We're gonna show you the clean today. Now that's a little. You could argue like I'm overshooting, thinking I'm gonna break down the clean in like 2 minutes. But I'm gonna show you like sort of the simplest way to do it. How you doing over there?
Ready?
Yeah. And if you feel it is too daunting, by all means, don't do it. There's variations that'll work just fine. And again, that's assuming you have a kettlebell. If you don't have a kettlebell, just use a dumbbell. If you don't have a dumbbell, use a baby. If you don't have a baby, use a band. Okay, Pikeroos.
It's interesting to do these where your feet can't go back behind where the band is like balancing.
Yeah.
So yeah, usually your kind of feet are a little behind where the straps are hanging above you so that when you really do pike, you can get your hips fully over. So this is like a lot harder. I was like, oh, I really thought I was doing it differently.
Okay.
Good job. Into those hip flexors.
Yes. Yeah, that's an ab and hip flexor thing, which, let's face it, most ab stuff is also hip flexors.
It needs to be both. Okay.
Here she goes. You want me there? Nope.
I don't think so. I think I'm okay.
So, just 2 sets of this. 2 pike, 2 of these. So, I don't know where my socks are. I don't think I own any.
There's some right there.
Yeah, there's some right there, but I don't feel like putting mine. But picture if your feet were on the ground and you just slide them up, stick your hips in the air, slide back, slide up, and then slide back. From a pike to a plank. Plank, pike, plank, pike. Just back and forth. Good, Al.
All right, that was the last one, buddy.
I'll be right there.
All right. I'll do 3 more.
There we go. We're gonna make use of the 10.
And then so slow.
All right. Can I use you again?
Yes.
Mercy. Okay. And do separate them a little, I think. And just move back now a little bit. There we go. You all right?
Uh-huh.
Am I scratching your piggies?
No.
Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
For I mean to do a few more.
Great.
Playful little monkey. I think I got you now. Oh, that's even more comfy.
Same. It's real comfy for me too. Good job, man. You're so strong. How many are we doing?
Well, just 2.
Okay.
Just 2 of those things.
Okay.
Okay. Leave that. Grab this guy. You are going to grab your yoga mat. Take a knee. Be there.
Okay.
We're going to do this in between curls.
Folded. Like lie
Fold
down.
it 4 ways. One more time, fold it. And now and I just use it as a cushion.
Great.
All right, kneel on that. Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
It's okay. Hold it here. Overhand grip. Arms in front. Okay. Don't mind me. You're just doing a pull apart. So ignore what I'm doing. Get it to hit your upper chest. Good.
I don't know.
I'll go a little lighter.
Oh
So
man.
I'm just being a nudge.
My back, my shoulders are so sore.
There you go. If it's too heavy, take a little wider grip on the band. There you go.
Okay. You keep your arm exactly where it is. I just want to get center. Great. Okay.
Keep going. Good. Now at the very finish, you've been bringing your shoulder much better.
Yeah, I know.
If it doesn't hit you, that's okay.
I just, yeah.
It's hard, man. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Can I task you with finding the anchor?
Yes.
Fun fact, that thing could double as your anchor. If you have one of those, you just have it on the other side. Bloop, that could be your anchor. But this is great. It's much quicker. See that? Boom, boom. Thank you, my young assistant.
Wait, you're gonna use the same band? You should use a heavier band.
Nah. Oh. And I forget. I go. Yeah, I like to do it that way. All right. Not that it really matters. So, same exercise. Take a knee. Pull up hard. So you're not thinking down. The band is trying to pull up, so I'm just keeping it down the whole time. Now to make it heavier, I'm gonna kneel down on my feet, or sit down on my feet rather, in this kneel. But the main focus is still the pull apart. And Alice is right. I think I probably could do the black band, but I kind of want to make sure my form is really good. Elbows staying almost locked. So neck might start to feel it. Not the end of the world. Keep a slightly tucked chin. I'm going to lighten it a little by coming up a little. That's it. Okay. Let's curl.
Okay.
Dumbbell, please, or kettlebell, please. So I'm going to make Alice do this. Basically, all you're doing is a hammer curl. That's really mostly what a clean is. So if you have one of these guys, this is a clean. Oh, I went to the side. You go through your legs. You can do a clean down here. It's not the end of the world. But notice what my hand does. Over and then up here, it really just does that. And the more you practice it, the more you learn how not to like do some weird stuff with your wrist. See that? Okay, now you can really use your leg to get it going. See that? I'm popping. Pop.
Just like your lip gloss.
Pop. Yeah, just like your lip gloss. Wait, why?
Just that song, how the glass be popping.
It's just like that.
I don't know. Just making a joke.
My lip gloss be popping.
Great.
See what happens. Use them legs. Make it a half swing, really. Alice could do kettlebell swings for days.
Don't you think that
There it
you
is.
should have to take a yoga with me?
Yeah.
He has taken one yoga class with me the first week we came into quarantine. And I do all of this with him every single day, into work, do this, and he won't take a yoga with me. And I teach yoga. Isn't that crazy? Like we could either practice together or we could take a class and I could teach it together.
Let's do a Zoom.
Put you on blast.
Let's invite some peeps.
I'm putting you on blast, dog. Ugh,
Hey, great work. Look at all these things.
look at all the rage
Ah.
has me doing.
Tapped into that hunger.
All right,
Good.
thank you.
You did so many.
I know.
Okay, so I could do that, but here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to do some hammer curls with the kettlebell. Now, I'm going to eventually hit failure, at which point I will start doing some cleans. Because a clean is a total body movement. Whereas a curl is an isolation. The total body movement gives you some momentum. So now I'm doing that.
Good job, buddy.
Thanks. So we're gonna do 2 sets of these. Again, if you don't have kettlebell, just use a dumbbell. Al's turn. Left arm. Good. Perfect. That just slides right in there. Look at that. Goes right into position. The cool thing about that position with the kettlebell is the more you do it, the more you learn. That's like a position of rest, the rack position. You can do long loaded carries that way. You just walk like this, holding that bell there. It kind of sits on the bicep, shoulder, and upper chest. And yes, it's on the forearm, but A, that gets tougher. And B, you learn how to just diffuse it, just you spread it out. Now, the better you get at these, the better you get at snatches too. That's where you bring the kettlebell overhead. When people are first starting out, they tend to swing it way around their wrist and it goes whack, and that does hurt. But the better you get at those, the more you realize it's like a little like full motion. Will I hit anything? Here, I'll show you a snatch. See that? It doesn't whip around my wrist. I go through it. I go whoop, and then punch my hand up toward the sky. But I'm not going to have you snatch today. I would not try to teach that in 2 minutes. And again, if you have an option, start with a nice heavy one. Do some hammer curls, kettlebell hammer curls. Once you hit the wall, then do a few cleans. So it's a mechanical drop set. Okay, here we go. So after this, we're back to those pull aparts. In fact, you want to start that? I'll go over here. You can start doing that. Use that. You can do it standing or kneeling. It's up to you. I think standing is probably a good idea. My full bicep. Woo.
How did you did your arms?
I like to do, not that, but close enough. Good. So 1 set for each arm done. I will do another in a bit, but I'll do one of those in between after Miss Alice goes. Yeah, these are rough. How are we doing on time?
Let's see if I'm gonna bring this one in. Oh, 649. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good.
I can't do any more of
That's
these.
okay.
My shoulders
It's a good
go-
set.
No, it wasn't. It was like 5 of them.
All right. Yeah, just future. This is what I like to do. I start like that, and then I just flip my hands around so that it's over my outside of my palm. I don't know. That's a little more comfy to me. And then pull apart. And actually, I am happy with this weight. Are you going to clean?
Can I take a moment?
Yes. Actually, yeah, these are slightly competing cleans and these because they are working a lot of the same upper back stuff. There you go. Now, if for whatever reason you don't have a band but you have dumbbells, you could do bent over flies. That's where you move your arms in the same position I am, the same direction I am, but you just lean over. So picture if these zapatos were heavy. That would be a reverse fly, bent over reverse fly. Well, those are light.
Do you want me to go straight into the other side?
No, my turn. And then we're almost done. You just have your other arm to do. And yeah, if you just have bands and no weights, just step on that band and curl it. So it could be under your foot, grip it, curl it. Okay, wrist is saying no more, so it's time to clean. Yeah, if you're doing hammer kettlebell curls, the weight is way out in front of your hand. It's offset, whereas a dumbbell, it's around your hand. So as you curl it, it doesn't weigh extra. Whereas because the kettlebell is way out in front of your hand, it's the longer moment arm, it weighs more. Teeny, teeny, mini break. Because boy, does that smoke the bicep. It's a good kettlebell. We've had this for years. And it hasn't, chipped and stuff. A lot of kettlebells, they're like rusty, the paint's coming off. These things in good shape. I regret only buying one. I had that other 5-pounder, but I think I left that at my client's house.
I think you gave it to someone. Yeah. I regret you not having more too. I know you would want heavier. I would not mind lighter.
Yeah. An 8, a 12 kilo is a good idea. Oh, well, this is a 12 kilo. If you're building yourself a nice little kettlebell collection. See, with dumbbells, you want every color of the rainbow. You want 1, 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 7.5, 8, or whatever, 10, 12, and so on. You want all the dumbbells. Up to 200 in 5-pound increments. You want all those dumbbells. Kettlebells, it's different. Get yourself a training bell, maybe a little 5-pounder. But then after that, you can go to the 4 kilo, maybe. That's 8 pounds. We're talking kilos with kettlebells. Or if you're really Russian, a pood. What's a pood?
I forget. I think it's like 36 pounds or something. So yeah, they sometimes talk in terms of lifting like 2 pood, 3 pood.
That's 36 pounds.
I think so. Or kilos, I forget. Oh. All right. I guess we can call it a day. Wait, you did both arms twice, right? Yeah. Do you want to do the ceremony? Oh, okay. So I'll just.
I'll let you
Uh,
play them out.
yeah, that's what I meant. Well, bye, guys. It was nice talking to you. Hope you enjoyed back day. And we'll see you tomorrow for leg day. 55-minute. Give or take.